Why
Sit
30
down.
minutes? Why 30 minutes? That shit's too long. This shit was 1:50.
Austin's like really overprotective with what I wear. He doesn't like me to like.
Like you what? I really don't care what diamond wears.
No, he'll tell me 2 days later he didn't like what I wore.
Never.
The baby shower.
When? You talking about with your boobs poking out? And I was joking.
So anyway, now we both look like. In this video, we're going to
About
cut
our whole experience.
story time. Wait. How should we introduce this? This is our birth story. My doctor told me that I would be induced on June 25th. My due date was July 2nd. Shut, you so pressed.
And to get there at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, but she told me they would accept me at 1.
So we went at 1.
He's lying.
We went at 2. 1:45.
We went at 2:30, but he parked in the wrong spot and it was closed, so we had to drive around. So technically, we didn't get in there till 3.
Cap. We was in there like at least 2. Keep going.
So we got in at 3. They asked me if something was wrong. I said no, I just wanted to get in before I got too tired. Realistically, I couldn't sleep. But what's it called? I couldn't sleep, so if I was gonna stay, I might as well have gone to the hospital. So I go to the hospital, and then they put us in triage because we're no rooms are ready for us. So we sat in triage. So we sat in triage from 3 a.m. to
like 10
a.m. And in the triage, they didn't really do anything. They kept walking in and out.
They checked how dilated she was, and that was terrible.
That was terrible. I was like crying, and I put my fingernails in Austin's skin.
It wasn't that bad that time.
So yeah, I was in triage. We weren't doing shit. Austin was like kind of up, not really like dozing off. It was only like this weak ass chair in there. And so then they finally like, we have a room for you. And we were supposed to be excited, like, no, hurry up, the fuck. So we get in our room at
probably like what? 10 something down the hall.
Literally. And so then they start getting my IV ready. Oh yeah, that's the so awkward.
You still got bruise?
Yeah, so I have like a bruise right there. It looks way better than when.
Yeah, it just actually
just started going away.
It, yeah.
And then I have a bruise right here. They kept blowing through my veins. Right there at 1 on what is that thing? What do they call?
Well, I'm taking your blood up in the IV.
Yeah. Phlebotomy, I don't know, whatever. Phlebotomist. Don't fucking clown me, but I would rate their ass a 1 if they had a website for that shit. She had to do my shit twice on one arm. I should do my twice on another arm, and that shit hurt. I was like crying. I was so frustrated. I just wanted this shit to go by so fast. I did not want to have my son on June 26th at all. If that's low-key why I went in so early. I was thinking I'd get it started early. Wrong. They made me wait for a long ass time. So then we get into the room and they get my IV ready and started. They started giving me the stuff to hydrate me. They started giving me Pitocin. And so after that, I started getting contractions. And they were like, oh, do you feel them? And I was like, no.
It was strong.
But then I started feeling them, yeah. And I started getting really irritated. So finally, the anesthesiologist came in. Grandma.
Yeah.
What are you doing? I said. Okay, I did it. I did that.
Yeah. I'd be running around this track carry.
Okay, and so then what happened?
Yeah.
Okay, so what happened after that?
Anesthesiologist, I don't know.
Came in and he, they made me scoot to the end of the bed
Yeah, I didn't like that.
My legs were falling asleep as he was like trying to put the epidural. Give me the epidural. I don't know how to say this. I ultimately, well, I don't think I even like put my nails in your hand that time. I think like
no, you didn't. I was trying to figure out what was going on. He was shoving all sorts of stuff in your
my
bag.
back. Yeah. I don't know.
One time
I was just
he was
annoyed.
Paralyze her.
Yeah,
He
one
went
point,
too far. I don't know if it's because you jumped or what, but he had moved it.
talking about some don't move, bitch,
Yeah.
don't make it hurt. But hey princess. Hey. You okay? Okay. Good. We're telling the story about how I gave birth to baby brother. Okay, anyway, so yeah, it like burned really bad on my left side, so he had to like move it over. And yeah, I was getting irritated as fuck because he kept humming in my ear like this was like a happy moment or something. I was like, I'm gonna tell him so bad, like stop fucking humming in my ear. But I just stayed quiet and stayed focused, and then it was finally done. It was like so much blood everywhere. It was like blood in my ass crack. I didn't understand. Like I was like, what did he do to my back?
He didn't even clean it like that.
Yeah, he just put tape all over my back. And so then he left. And so when he left, everybody else left. And then for some reason my legs just went numb. I thought I was like,
she kept asking all these questions, and I'm like, you gave birth before, so you should know all this. Like,
but when you give birth 4 years prior, 5 years prior, you forget. That's a long time, nigga. I asked Austin to rub me. He rubbed me ultimately for like 3 minutes.
First of all, I rubbed her in triage for a long ass time.
Well, he has to rub me if I want to go to sleep. Like I can't go to sleep on my own.
That's cap. She sleeps fine by herself. You do. You don't need no one to rub you.
He has to tell himself that, even though he rubs me every night. He rubs me for like 3 minutes, and then he goes to the couch and falls asleep for majority of the day. I would say that was like around 12:01. I would say it was like around 12:01.
If we went at whatchamacallit, if we went at 5 like we were supposed to, and I got to sleep all night instead of sleeping for an hour, her waking me up at 1 o'clock
Pootie
to take her to the hospital, I would have been up all day.
He's lying. All he does is sleep when he doesn't have nothing to do. So he would just sleep the whole time at the hospital from 1 to probably 5:30. In between that time where he was snoring really loud and peacefully asleep, I was going through so much pain. They had to like keep turning me over and over because the side I was, look at his face, full of shit. So the side I was most comfortable on, my baby wasn't breathing. So I had to keep turning the opposite way, flipping and flopping. You know how hard that is when your whole bottom half is numb? So finally I asked the nurse, I was like, why can I feel the contractions but not my legs?
She kept asking that.
Yeah, because so finally they upped my Pitocin, which really that's what they did. They upped my Pitocin and they wasn't upping my epidural. So they finally did both to match, I guess. So by that time I couldn't feel my stomach no more and I could ultimately fall asleep. God is good.
I'm glad you were able to fall asleep.
Yeah, I fell asleep, and every time they woke me up to flip me because my baby was not breathing or whatever. So finally I had, like, they were putting like peanut balls in between my legs because my legs, that the worst. I thought I wanted that epidural. I mean, I needed it because like new, but like the whole legs being numb.
Well, good thing, because what they did to you after the birth.
Calm down. So back to where we are. We're gonna stay focused.
Nasty.
So
it was like, it's beautiful, okay, but it's still nasty.
Okay, wait, I can't think. I'm losing focus. So they broke my water, and then bam. So that's when shit started getting really real, and that's when the peanut ball came. That's when everything went numb. This, that, and the fourth. They checked me. I was like 4 to 5 or maybe 6. I don't remember. So then they woke me up at like 5:30, and she said, "Can I check you?" And I said, "Yeah." And so 2 of them came in and they checked. well, one came in and she was like, I see his head. And she ran out, and another nurse came in and they were like, okay, we see his head. He's about to come right now. Which, it was funny because I think like 30 minutes before that, I told them, I was like, I feel really nauseous. And they were like, well, that only happens when you're about to give like birth. And I was like, well, I didn't think he would come that fast. So he did. Like 30 minutes later, they were like, we see his head. I was like, wow. I literally started crying. I was like, I started getting scared. And then I seen Austin wake up when they said like, he's coming. And they like flashed on the little upper lights on my bottom half. And then once I seen Austin wake up, I was like, no, we can't let this nigga see me crying. So then he finally walks over. He looked like he felt so bad. He been asleep all day. But
I did feel so bad that day. I don't feel that bad no more. But that day I felt so bad, baby. I was like, wow, I missed everything. Cause I woke up and that's what I'm hearing them say. The baby head, the doctor's on her way. They're over here getting your legs ready and everything.
Yeah, and so then we do 2 pushes because I couldn't fucking breathe with my big ass. And so they were like, okay, that's good. They're like, the doctor's almost here. Austin was like, where is she? They were like 15 minutes out. He was like, okay. Like they start getting everything ready. Like all the tables were ready by the time my doctor walked in. And then they put my legs up. Austin held one leg, and then a nurse held my other leg. And they were like, push. But when you push, just hold your breath for 10 seconds. And with Mars, when I had Mars, I didn't have my epidural anymore. So I could push by myself, like really push. With him, the epidural was in full effect. I did not expect him to come so soon. Mm-hmm. And so I was so numb down there. But they was just like, just hold your breath. Like, and so I just held my breath for 10 seconds. Then I had to wait for the next contraction. And then I held my breath again for 10 seconds. Then I wait for the next contraction, held my breath again, 10 seconds. And then baby.
3 pushes.
Yeah, it was 3 pushes and he came.
1 minute, 51 seconds.
He made it so easy.
They done pulled him out, man. It was crazy. That was my first time really up close and personal seeing something like that. It was wild.
Yeah, and we had this agreement that he would stay shoulder to shoulder with me and not be down there all the time. But he was literally down there all the time.
I had to
from them breaking my water, from them pulling him out, from them sewing me up because I had 1st degree.
From them cutting her a piece of her coochie off that I'll never forget that I seen it.
Do you use that word in front of your mother?
Yeah. Cut a piece of her coochie off. Like it was nothing. And Dom over here is so numb, she don't even know what the doctor is. Like she having plastic surgery done down there.
I'm just staring at King Mel the whole time, like, and I'm trying to block Austin out my peripheral from staring at my coochie the whole freaking time.
They was over here pushing on her stomach. They done got stuffed their hand up and got the placenta out. Like I was like, man, I was looking at her like.
He was impressed.
Another baby.
I was. At one point, me and Austin, we made eye contact. Like we don't know about this shit again.
It was just a lot. I didn't think it was. You watch the movies, it's kind of like they pop out. Ain't nothing to it, but all the extra stuff that come with it, like just from what Diamond's been dealing with since she gave birth, terrible. And then what's even worse is I gotta deal with it too. I gotta go to the store, grab some stuff. Anyway,
whatever. So let's see what else. So I think that's pretty much it. The rest of the night was.
And soda up. It was crazy.
Do it again. No, make the sound.
I can't
like
do
a rope, nigga. No. Okay, bam.
Like a rope. It was. I mean. It's like a helicopter, almost like getting ready to take off.
Yeah, okay, boom. And so then, they sent me to my postpartum room with my baby and my baby daddy, and
we was cooped up in there.
The rest of the night was romantic between all 3 of us, except for like how painful my cramps were, and like trying to breastfeed him colostrum, and
And the circumcision, which Diamond has not
forgiven Austin for.
Which I, it's not even a big deal to me. His stuff looked way better.
His stuff was so cute at first. It looked okay. It looked like it did not need to be touched.
It needed to be touched.
No, he fell to the peer pressure of society.
No peer pressure. This was my decision. It's always been my decision.
That's because his mom didn't give him the choice.
No.
So he snipped my son. And ultimately, I had to make a big decision because the nurses was like right in front of both of us, like, it's your choice, not his.
Yeah, like.
And then I really was like, I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it. And then I just knew I had to, because this is his father and his whole thing. Be honest, he said he wants his thing to look like his thing.
This is cut out.
No.
Cut this
out. He just fell under the pressure and folded. And so for the past 12 days, I have been
stressed. She's
having anxiety attacks over a private part that does not belong to me.
She's always got anxiety about something, so like I just go ahead and add a little extra thing to it. No big deal.
Now we were in the hospital for like what?
Like a day and a half.
Yeah.
Probably left like late that next day.
Yeah, everything came back like good, great, wonderful, and so then they let us leave like the next day.
At first,
yeah, they kept pressing us about this jaundice shit, and then every time he got tested, it was not there. So like,
and what's crazy is we were really like second guessing even going to the hospital because of how poorly they had treated. Not poorly treated, but like lack of communication. Is that what we're looking for? It was just like grandma
so we didn't
went to the hospital that
tell
same
y'all
week.
But my grandma had went to the hospital 4 days before I had to go.
It was the same. It was like maybe 3. She probably got out with 2 days before.
Yeah,
we went in,
but it was a terrible experience at the same hospital.
We was like
But then my nurses actually ended up being really like bomb, except for that one old bitch who came in and told me like, I told her about how I could feel my contractions and I can't feel my legs. She said, yeah, that's labor. I was like, look, bitch. And so
the baby, the labor and delivery side, the other side, I can't.
Yeah, the surgical care for heart, they're terrible.
Terrible.
Shame on them.
Trash.
Dumbasses. But yeah. Overall, I only pushed for 1 minute and 50 seconds.
51 seconds.
Yeah.
The practice pushes don't count. It was 3 pushes. Really 2.5 because at that right at the beginning of that third one, it was already snatching them out.
Austin was so proud of me. He was calling all his little stupid ass friends. Dime only did 3 pushes. Oh, he's so cute.
She's a liar.
Yeah, anyway, so that's our birthing story. Here's our result.
Look, he's so gorgeous.
Papa.
Yeah, me and Dom are gonna rethink this whole thing.
Papa.
Mom, Austin, we're gonna do the 3 marker challenge. And
We're gonna do the 3 marker challenge.
I want to do it, but like, can you please do it with me and Grandma, and me, but not baby Brady because he's too little.
Girl, is there any more markers? Cause they always dried out.
Yeah, let me show y'all our son.
Don't exploit my child.
Exploit.
He's so cute.
You just talked about my coochie on camera.
I didn't show your coochie on camera though, did I?
So this is our beautiful pink son.
Literally, all he do is sleep. Look at that.
He's smiling. Hi, Papa.
He's
I love you. I love you, Papa.
Alright, I gotta go. There's just too much going on.